I know the price of success, dedication, hard work, and an unrelenting devotion to the things you want to see happen. Frank Lloyd Wright. My friends, the hard work we ask is you finding 10 to 15 minutes each and every day to devote to the markets, to practice trade, to follow the charts, to do the work. If you will do that, over time you will develop a skill set unrivaled by 99% of the people on the planet, probably 99.9% of the people on the planet. You have to put the time in. If you will make up for all the time that you spent in your skill set, your ability to control your financial future. Please, 10 to 15 minutes a day, that is all we ask, and I want to thank you all of you who tune in on a daily basis. I appreciate your encouragement. I appreciate your dedication. I appreciate you being here. This has been, I guess we're going on 6 years now of this channel. I have become so much better at my own trading thanks to this, thanks to my dedication to it. People say, why do I do this for free? I will tell you, because it makes me work hard, get into the market every single day without fail to analyze and provide you with all of this information. It has been an incredible blessing to me as much as anyone. So let's jump into these charts. We see everything down for the day except bonds. Bonds are up 1.21% now. Let's jump first into the S&P. It is down for the day 1.91. And look at the Qs down 2.79. Wow. Okay, let's jump into the S&P first. Huge down week. Price percent oscillator stroking down. Look at that derivative oscillator. Remember, the derivative oscillator is a triple smooth version of the relative strength index. It's our leading indicator. The price percent oscillator is a percentage version of the MACD, moving average, convergence, divergence indicator. It is our lagging indicator. But look at how both of those are stroking down. Amazing as this market unwinds, deleverages, whatever you want to call it. Wow, what a down week. What a down 2 days you see here with this latest 2-day candle. For those of you who kept your powder dry, who jumped in at that 2-day recross, you have seen things somewhere around the 460, 470 mark. How low have we gone? 437.95. Boom. Wow. Incredible. Look at the half-day chart again, stroking down, lower in the morning and lower in the afternoon than the day before. Boom. We have lots and lots of downward pressure. What about the NASDAQ 100? Look at that big down candle. Same thing we saw on the S&P 500 on the price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator. Look at this 2-day chart. Of course, the jumping in point for the NASDAQ 100 was back a little bit earlier than the S&P on the 5th of January, and it has gone somewhere around the 390 mark to how low? Whoa, 351.40. And again, for those of you who are new, who don't quite understand, how do you make money when the market crashes? Well, those are called, that's called shorting the market with something like options. That would be puts on the S&P or the NASDAQ 100 QQQ, and SPY for the S&P 500. You can buy options on those every single day on the Qs. Every dollar is a strike price. And of course, you can get into the inverse funds that go up while these indexes go down. Again, great training for our Patreon supporters. If you're a Patreon supporter and haven't taken the 3-part series, Options Made Simple, The Charting Wealth Way, by all means take it. It is in the initial package we send out to all Patreon supporters. You get it for free. I think it is one of the best options trainings on the market. And of course, just one of the benefits at any of our Patreon levels. We appreciate our Patreons. They help pay for all the costs associated with the channel. Now, let's go from stocks with lots and lots of downward pressure. And look at where we are on bonds. Bonds are up for the day. And as we look at the weekly chart, we see that we still have lots of downward pressure. And look where bonds stopped, right at that 200 period moving average line. That is that, I would call that chartreuse color, sort of a purpley color. You see where it stopped right there for the time being. Price percent oscillator losing a little bit of downward momentum. Derivative oscillator still heading down. Now we still have lots of downward weight on bonds. Even though it was an up day, look at this latest 2-day candle. It is a spinning top. It's open box green. Still quite negative on the price percent oscillator. The derivative oscillator has been losing momentum since it bottomed out back on the 11th. But we see the price percent oscillator negative but trying to head up. And we do have a slowdown in the down movement. Look at this half day. We can see where it bottomed on the half day there in the afternoon on Tuesday, and then has been steadily trying to move up since then. Still lots of downward pressure. You guys remember we had that weekly vertical crossover going down back on the week ending the 7th of January. Went down last week, hit a low this week, but again, trying to move up some weakness there showing a little bit on the 2-day, but that weekly is still down. So keep your eye on the prize. Again, make sure that you're following the kind of levels that you set with your profit and loss bands. And I'll put that profit and loss band training at the end of today's video. If you've not taken that, that is something for you to focus on. Don't forget, if you are a subscriber at the channel, which is free, go to chartingwealth.com, sign up. Every day we put out a special training. We have a great training for you today on dollar cost averaging, I almost said advertising, dollar cost averaging, and why we would politely disagree with the advocates of that. Listen to what we have to say, agree or disagree, but see what we have to say on it. Now, let's jump into gold. Where is gold? Gold is down for the day a little bit. It was down a little bit yesterday, but still trying to hold its own, down 0.36%. Now again, that's 0.3%. We have a nice green up week that has formed. Price percent oscillator heading up, derivative oscillator heading up. Look at the 2-day. You can see that it's still strong. It lost a little bit of momentum. Price percent oscillator's not heading up at the strong angle it had been, but still heading up. Derivative oscillator still heading up. Big green up candle moving right up that trend line. Half day, we can see where yesterday afternoon, that is Thursday afternoon, we pushed through and again, not much of a trend line, but it did connect 3 candles on the half-day chart. Down in the morning, a little further down in the afternoon. So we'll keep an eye on gold, but still overall, gold is poised to move. Oh, and let me cue you in on this for those of you who are silver bugs. I know you have been watching it. I was watching it too. Silver, of course, tried to cross over back on at the end of the year on the 31st of December, then down the next week, and then a doji, a green doji the following week. And then what did it do this week? Blew up. Quite nice to see. Now, it was down for the day on Friday, but did have a weekly vertical crossover on silver as we ended the day, or as we ended the week. Of course, an opportunity there. We'll watch and see. We'll check in with silver a little bit. Okay, lastly, we go to Bitcoin. Boom, my friends. We have told you since Bitcoin peaked and we had that weekly vertical crossover, this is something I would poise to people who are into Bitcoin. I don't understand staying in it when you see these weekly vertical crossovers on our chart. These big moves over. We can see where, again, Bitcoin might track up a little bit more, but then it does these hammers down. Why in the world would you stay in with that strong movement down when you can clearly see it on our charts and just avoid those losses, which are significant, from $60,000, 61 I believe, down to a low of 38, and of course down for the day 10.22%. Big red down candle heading down. Derivative oscillator's about flat, but that price percent oscillator pushing down. Look at the 2-day. I mean, stroking over, going down on this latest candle, hitting a lower recent low. And price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator heading down. And of course, we can see where things were sliding sideways and then just dumped on Friday. So again, this whole crypto space is negative, from grayscale Bitcoin to Ethereum to the futures in Bitcoin, the 3 new futures that have popped up. We look at the overall crypto market. Look at what it did on Friday. These are the top 10 cryptocurrencies weighted by market capitalization, down big. So, my friends, every day, 10 to 15 minutes, that's all we ask. Hope you have a fabulous weekend. Get ready for this next week. As always, lots of excitement involved. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.